In this video, I'm going to explain 5 of the easiest and also the least known tricks and tactics to get people to like you so much more. This video isn't going to be about manipulation and any sort of dark psychology stuff. These are just going to be simple things that most people don't know and that you can start implementing today in your daily life. One is called third-person triangulation. And this is when you're talking to someone one-on-one, and if you say something about a third person that's not there, that person that you're talking to will attribute those things to you. And so if you say, oh man, so-and-so is like so good looking, or I love when they do that, that person that you're talking to will attribute those good things to you. You need to be careful with this one because it also works in reverse. And so if you're talking with someone one-on-one and you start saying negative things about other people, especially if that person doesn't know that other person, they'll start attributing those things to you instead. And I think it's just because it takes one to know one. And so to be able to notice someone's really good at something or notice a bad thing in another person, we actually have to have that within ourselves. And so that's number one. The second is the Ben Franklin effect. And this one's gonna sound super counterintuitive, and you might be surprised by it. But this one is essentially if you ask someone for a favor, especially if it's just really small, they'll actually end up liking you more if they do it for you. So it could be as small as being like, hey, could you pass the pencil over there? Or, hey, could you hold this for a second? When that person does that small favor for you, they'll actually end up liking you more because it builds trust, because in their subconscious, they're only gonna help people that they already like. And so this is a super simple way of getting people to like you more and also get little favors done for you as well. Third, and this one's from How to Win Friends and Influence People, which is a fantastic book and probably my favorite from this book. And this is that you want to make the other person literally feel like a rock star when you're around them. You need to make the person feel really important and feel like they are the center of your universe at the time. Way to do this, one, is you need to let them be talking more, of course, but you really need to listen and pay attention to the things they're talking about. If they subtly bring something up that they might seem like they're passionate about, even if it's something really, really silly and small, you need to ask them more about that and then get super, super intrigued. This works the best if you're genuinely interested in a thing, because so you don't want to be manipulating the person, but you essentially need to hold back from all the things that you want to tell the person and start being curious with them, and you'll learn a ton more. There's the old thing that to be interesting, you want to be interested. You don't want to be interesting yourself. Stop spending your whole life trying to be the most interesting person in the room. The easiest thing is starting tomorrow, just start being interested, and right away people will find you interesting and magnetic as well. The fourth one has to do with body language. And I'm gonna hit 2 in this point just because body language is a massive category and could have its own video alone, but I'm just gonna start with mirroring. When you're around someone and let's say they're crossing their arms, let's say they're a bit sad, whatever it is, if you subtly copy their body language and then, cross their arms as well, or whatever they're doing, they'll actually subconsciously like you more. You need to be careful with this one because if anyone who's studied psychology sees you copying their body language just to make them like you more, it'll actually backfire. And I find myself often looking around, seeing if people are mirroring my body language or not. And the second one under body language is to utilize touching. This sounds so small, and I don't mean it in the creepy way because you don't want to be creepy ever when you're touching, of course. But there's a rule of 5 in 15. And what this means is that you should lightly touch someone 5 times within 15 minutes when you meet them, especially if you're flirting with them. Always make sure, use the back of the hand, especially if you don't know them well, And I find a safe place is just up on the shoulder here, back of the hand, especially if you two are laughing at the same time. That's a perfect time to do it, and they'll like you a lot more. All right, the last one is if you're in a group setting. And this one's surprising, and a lot of people don't do it, and it's a super easy one to implement. You see it a lot at work, actually. So let's say you're in a group of 4 people, and then there's one person in the group that had done something nice to you earlier, or who's particularly good at something. When you guys are all talking in a conversation, it's your time to talk. You can say things like, oh, I love when John did that earlier, or I love how good Anna is at doing that. And when you do that, it looks like you're in control of the group and also a leader, and also paying compliments to someone in front of a group solidifies your relationship with that person as well. All right, so that's it for this video. Guys, follow along if you're into dark psychology, tips on how to make people like you, and other just self-development stuff. I'll see you next time.